Alright.
Okay.
I am in.
Once we hit ready check, which ideally will be soon.
Hit the instance immediately. Just
Um,
make sure we get in before the servers crash. We need to make
We're
Yeah.
still
Frog.
missing 2 nerds.
Once we hit the ready check and the ready check is,
Keisha, you're a midget.
cleared, please shut up.
Oh my god,
Sorry.
it took you that long.
Once that happens, I will ask everyone but the people who have experience, and I'm talking like actual experience, either clearing or that have progged. Everyone who does not fit that criteria, please mute yourself.
Aww.
Because nothing personal. I just know some people just have the need to comment on stuff, and there's 24 of us. And if we don't do this, we're never gonna prog. Once we're comfortable with mechanics and stuff, we can start unmuting ourselves. But until then, until we don't know what's going on, because I don't know if everyone watched the guy. I don't know if everyone studied. It's fine if you didn't. We all came here with different expectations. So for that reason, if you don't know what's going on, please mute yourself. And those who have experience, our lives are in your hands.
Yeah, Zadie, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. But yeah, you guys can keep talking because we're still missing.
Gotcha. Alright, yeah. Once we go in, I'll meet up in Discord so that I can still talk to my chat and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fine.
I don't know if Callie will join the chat. Oh, she's here. I see your name.
I've been here.
There's so many people, it's hard to see who's here.
Yeah.
Hey, Eve. Dokomori does work for the entire alliance, right?
Yes.
Thank you.
What's Dokimori?
Mug.
That's why Ninja's just
That's why Ninja's
is
top
just
DPS.
shitting all over the
Yeah, Mug
Yeah,
slash
Ninja's the best.
Dokomori. Okay, I'll go Ninja just to help out everyone.
There's 23 of us in voice chat right now. That is another
Like-
accomplishment.
Someone's late. We got 22 here. 23 in voice.
I'm transferring another character.
What were we
Gotcha.
missing?
Wrong.
Gear and Axel.
We're on Crystal, right?
Yeah, Axel's here.
Yeah. Oh no, I mean like in the
group.
In the group.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh.
And where Gear was looking for his phone.
Gotcha.
Everyone's here. We're just waiting on them for to hop in game.
Yeah, I'm in queue right now.
Sounds good.
I'm hopping on Banshee actually.
Healer and B.
I think it's best because that way we have Heave and you in different groups.
Yeah.
Because you two know the
All right.
fight.
I'm gonna jump out, and whoever the scholar is in B should jump in.
It's B.
We get a red
Only?
mage in our group.
Muted, hi. Yeah, I'm moving.
Mr.
I don't have a resume in my group. I have a dancer. I might get the dance partner. Let's see.
Whoever's his dancer, do not give him the dance partner.
Give it to the
Not
tank
do it.
instead. Give it to the warrior.
Give
I
it to
mean,
anyone but Zaidi. Give it to a healer. Anyone but Zaidi.
Give it to yourself. Give it to your cuties.
I mean, if you ask for dance partner, you automatically lose the ability to get it.
Well, and
You
again,
get
my
dance
rule
partner.
in the group is if you mention it, you don't get it. You can't say that you have it. You
Can-
just don't
can-
talk about it.
Can the Dark Knight and B play another tank or no?
I can fill into
Arrow.
Alliance B to make that
You
simpler.
said
for
no.
them.
Yeah, if Arrow wants to play Dark Knight.
I mean,
Well, you mess with a mystery orb, this is what you get.
Hi, Gear.
if not, it's fine. I was just curious.
He swapped to Paladin.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to be the very best.
Oh my god.
I still don't have that email.
Oh, you're not bringing Axel?
No.
He's testing his third alt.
Oh, the one that
Third alt.
one that you told him to go make in power level 2?
Yeah.
Weird. So we're doing the thing that like it's another way avenue to like get bis gear. I mean,
I wish I had the energy and time to have many ults and raid every day. But
Sorry, I actually didn't understand a single word you said there. All I heard was Bisgear, and the rest was just Boomhauer for me. Playing that dang old Final Fantasy, man. You know,
I got damn
Fieros, dang old Bisgear.
Trash, man.
What the fuck is a key to hell?
Oh my god. It's a little Boomhauer for you.
Yeah. That reminds me. So when I visited the States and I was in Virginia with my friend, when we found the cat, Joe, with Shannon, we took the cat to the vet in the middle of like nowhere in Virginia, and the girl, like the vet, starts talking to me, and I'm just like. And I'm just like, I have no fucking idea what you're saying. And I'm like, I'm sorry, can you repeat yourself? And she talks again. And I still have no idea what she's saying. And so I look at Shannon like, can you translate for me? And that's the day I knew that I don't understand half of American accents.
Don't worry. Most Americans don't either.
Yeah.
Really. I'm a damn Yankee.
Take someone from New Jersey, put them in Minnesota, no one knows how to talk to each other.
That's true. The dialects are ridiculous.
I'm from New York, but I moved to North Carolina.
Yeah, that's not too big of a difference, to be honest. But there's a guy in Tennessee I frequently do business with, and fuck, man.
You got a problem with some southern accents around here, brother?
Oh jeez, oh no.
We gonna have a fucking problem in this place?
Oh no. Hey, you want to go deal with John in the Brixton Minifigs Chattanooga? Go for it.
Oh, John Chattanooga? I know that guy.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, his sister's husband done worked my truck that one time.
That's pretty funny.
That's definitely not true.
No, I figured.
I don't believe you.
You don't believe?
It's 7 different accents.
Hate John in Chattanooga.
Everybody in the South knows everybody in the South. That's the rule.
Don't worry about
That's
it.
true. Yeah.
That's why we're so nice.
Oh.
We all know each other.
Everybody's related, and if they're not nice to each other,
Hey! All right, that's a family feud right there. We had a show written about it.
You can be related via, association.
Yeah, I'm sure that's exactly what you knew.
Yeah, sure. If you're gonna go ahead and assume it, then I think it might be more true than you let on there.
When you get down to it, we're all related on some level, right?
You're right. I'm coming. Hold on.
Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve, right?
What was that? Oh, I heard
The
something.
teleport where I was supposed to go first.
This woman, she married her technically brother. She was born from a sperm donor's egg. He was not, and then they found out when they did an ancestry test, they're technically related.
Oh my god.
And then,
So they had
I
the
remember
same
reading
father.
this story, and the best part about this story is that they just said, whatever, I don't care.
Yeah, they just
Respect.
ignored it.
I was about to ask,
They just
what
ignored it
do you
and
do
kept
from there?
carrying
Do
on
you
with
just
their
move
lives
on
and
and
they
say
never
fuck it, or?
Yeah, they had 2 kids together.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, I heard the story that the Shane read it on Smosh.
Yes! It was a smart video, I know it.
Yeah, because the dad was a sperm donor, and then they found out they had like 30 fucking half siblings or something like that.
That's fucked
All right,
up.
guys, we have hit our proc point. Are you guys ready?
Let's go.
We have
Let's
not-
go.
Yeah.
Progress.
No,
Everybody
Zaidi,
vote
no.
no.
God damn it, Zaidi! Ignore Zaidi, let's go in anyway.
All right.
This is always
gonna be the 24th.
Okay, but now shh.
All right, this is the muting point.
Yep. Alright, chat. I'm still with
It's
you.
time to slay the dragon.
About
time.
Harass me, just not the other 23 people. You're allowed to harass Rondé and Stewart, though. Rondé's streaming, I can give you the link.
Franny, do we have setup markers for this?
If you have them.
I do
don't.
not. That's why I'm asking.
If anyone has them,
I
yeah,
have
if
them,
anyone
Callie?
has them.
I might have them.
I don't
Callie
have
might
to.
have
Someone
them.
does, let me know so I can
Give
save
me a moment. I need to go through a lot of waymarks that I've been through.
We're
And
gonna
then will be the right
leave-
one.
We're gonna leave Heave as the main color until we need different colors and stuff like that. But for now, since the first part we're all together, I think we only need one shot color, right? Yeah, and that it's
for now.
Ffxiv, because in Ffxiv we trust.
We'll see if that's wise. It should be.
I have faith in Eve.
So as soon as we can get out of here, we'll need light parties in each alliance, and these are going to determine flares. And that's about it. So each should have a tank, a healer, and 2 DPS. It doesn't really matter if it's ranged or not because everything's within range. So as long as you have 2 DPS, it'll be fine.
Where are you going to jump? The back?
Okay. And then there should be a second set for phase 2. It should be 4 in the middle.
Wait, sorry.
4 in the middle and yeah, that's the one. You will need on the outside you should have a 6-person party of a tank, a healer, and the rest DPS. And then at 4 you should have an off tank from C and a I think it's off tank from or off healer from C. We can't hear you.
It's from C on 4. You need Alliance C, the off tank, and healer 2, and from Alliance B you need R2 on 4.
Fascinating.
And then it should be the same on the other side, but from A on 3.
Yes.
And then the other 2 corners should have the same makeup of a healer, DPS, and a tank, but that should all be comprised of Alliance B. So your Alliance B main tank and off tank will be on the front 2 corners. Same with your main healer and off healer, however you want to call that.
Mains are going to 1, and off from B are going to 2.
Oh.
Yeah. So every square should have 3 players, and then each side, A and C, should have 6 people.
Whack.
And then
2 is missing some. So, Nosna, you need to be on 2.
And I am the 4 marker.
Because you're in Alliance B. And you need the off tank from B and melee from B.
Sounds like I'm going to be going to Tomahawk City.
So the people on 4 should be from C, and only the ranged is from B. I'm staring at the raid plan pick. That's why I'm supplementing me.
Right.
You should post that for people to see it.
Oh, it's in the tips channel.
Ah, that's where it is. Okay.
Right. So for the outsides, we need to set up a few things. So tanks, when we're tanking an ad here, whoever the tank is here, needs to face them north, which is true north. And that's where their position will be. Healer should be opposite them, south. And then DPS should be rounded around the outer edge. This will be spread positions. So you should have tank, DPS, DPS, DPS. I think one more DPS and then healer.
So if you go to tips and go to the second raid plan, the thing that put us on these 6 places is slide 2. And the thing that Ffxiv is trying to describe now is slide 3 in the sidebars. It shows the lineup.
Right. So this
So
should
it's
be
like that's
spreads.
B alliance in the middle of that pick then for Triple Art of Darkness.
So on yeah, so B is all in the center. A and C are the ones that are on the outside.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
I'm being sent to Tomahawk City. Gotcha. Yeah, off tank
Well,
C
the
with
people on the inside will be fighting the main Cloud of Darkness, while the people on A and C will be fighting a ad during
Gotcha.
phase 2. So you won't have to tomahawk it up.
Okay. Gotcha.
So in this orientation, these are spreads. We need to do pairs, and for that, healer, tank, and one of the DPS will be inside with a buddy who is on the outside to form 2-person pairs. This is important because it's going to target the 3 closest players. So if you're on top of each other, Felix, you'll be opposite of me. Yeah. And then Zaidi will be with you. Astra will be with Rondaid, if I'm pronouncing that right. And then I have Eve. These are your buddies, and you need to do the same thing on side A. So tank and healer are across from each other. There should be a DPS on the outside, and then the remaining DPS needs to pair up. These are your buddy
Get back
pairs.
to me. You're my buddy.
All right. In addition, there is going to be 2 sets of 3-person towers. They'll either be north-south or they'll be east-west. It's not mirrored. These are the same on each side. So if they're north-south, you need to have 3 people who are going north. So the best way to do that is probably the tank, the DPS that's with the tank, and one of the people who are on the side needs to split and go north. The other one needs to go south. This will be your north-south 3-person towers. So Astra, you go south. Rondaid, you go north with us. Do this. Yep. So these are your 3-person towers. You need to do the same thing on side A. All right. You can also have east-west towers. In that case, we are going to rotate these 3 groups clockwise. So we will be here, and you guys will be inside. Do the same thing on A, and those are your east-west towers. These are the only 2 towers you need to worry about while you're on the outside here. So regardless of whatever else is happening, because there's going to be cleaves, and there's going to be spreads or buddies, when it's time to soak towers, if it's north-south, you guys need to know which of those is yours, and if it's east-west, you need to know which of those is yours. This is the part of the fight that most party finder groups struggle with, because if a tower goes off, it's probably going to wipe out half the raid.
Gotcha. So we have a tank.
And if 2 goes off, you pretty much wipe.
So I'll have my own ad.
So this is basically set up for the moment.
That is all in the second part of the fight, and that was all for just the A and C folks. B are doing entirely different things, just for clarity.
Holy shit.
Right.
B is also much easier.
So it's going to be a minute until we see this. I suggest we get into phase 1 because there's lots of chaos that's going to happen there before we get to this. I will try to call phase 1 as best as possible, but it's still probably going to be a lot going on.
Does somebody have the markers? I think it's just an A, B, and C, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, that looks right. Please note A, B, and C. These are your rough sides. So when you have flares, if you have a flare, you need to take yours to the outer corner on your side. So if you are in Alliance C, you're going to be taking your flare out on the C side. If you are B, you're going to be taking it out on the south side, and A on the A side. Also, when she casts, and she won't always, but if she casts particle beam something, these are Alliance stacks, and they are wild charges. Both tanks need to be in front. We line up starting on A, B, and C. And she's going to target each alliance, and they are very hard hitting and they hit multiple times. So tanks will need to mitigate, and they need to be in front, or else people will die, and the less people you have, the more people will die with each hit. So if you see particle beam, make sure you're in your general vicinity and make sure you're behind your tanks. What else? Tanks. After we get into Diamond, whoever has main aggro in each alliance will start to get a stacking debuff. You can handle about 5 or 6 stacks. After that, things start getting hairy. So this requires that tanks in each alliance are swapping with each other at about 5 or 6 stacks. You can probably handle 8 or 9, but after that, things become really hard for your healers to keep you alive. So make sure you're provoking and keeping an eye on each other's stacks. And that will happen throughout the first phase. Once we go into the second phase, you don't have to worry about that anymore, but you will need to worry about it at the end of the fight because it goes back to Diamond phase. Hands. And then the last thing we'll talk about is hands. So after we get into phase 1, and the platform looks like a diamond, one of the first things she does is she's going to target half of every alliance with a tether. When she does that, her hand is either going to be grasping this heart, facing away from her, or she's going to be grasping it with her palm facing her. This matters. If you are tethered and she has her palm facing away from her, that is marking you so that at a certain point in the fight, you are going to get a little 6 countdown dice above your head. When that hits 0, you need to, if you have the palm facing away from her, you need to take a few steps forward when it hits 0, because what that's going to do is it's going to put an AoE on you and then behind you. And if you get hit by it, you're doomed. It's cleansable, but if everybody gets doomed, your healers are not going to be able to keep up and people will die. If she has the heart clasped and it's facing her, then you're going to do the same thing, except you're going to take a couple steps back when your countdown hits 0. And now, it's very important to note, it's wherever you're facing when it hits 0. So if you turn just before it hits 0, it's going to treat that as your new facing forward. So you need to be careful, and you need to do this on the outer edges, because if you do it in the middle, that's where everybody else is, and if they get hit with your AoE, they get doomed. So when you have a timer that starts and it's like 6 and it starts counting down, and you'll know because you'll feel it, you'll hear it, it's a heartbeat in your ears. You need to go out towards an edge, and if you were tethered when she had her palm facing away from her, when that hits 0, you need to take a couple steps forward. It'll put the AoE behind you and you won't get hit by it. If she has her palm facing her, then as soon as that hits 0, you need to, from the way that you're facing, take a step back. And then that'll put the AoE in front of you, so you'll be stepping away from it. You need to remember this, because there are no other indicators that tell you which direction you need to do. This is something that also kills a lot of people until they get the hang of it, so be aware. Okay. These all don't happen at the same time. She will do 2 sets. She'll do one facing her palm one direction and then the other. So you need to look at your tether, and then you have a debuff that's counting down, and it won't go off until your debuff gets within 5, and then you'll have the thing above your head. But everyone's is going off at different times, so it's very important that if you're just fighting her and you don't have a counter, you're staying towards the middle, and if you do have a counter, you go to an outer edge to do your thing so that you're not clipping the rest of the party. This will make a lot more sense once you see it a few times. Fully expect to die here because this is finicky, and it's very easy to turn at the last second and have it going in a direction that you're not expecting. So I will try to call that when she's tethering. So I will say, if you are tethered now, you need to take a step forward at 0. Or if you are tethered now, you need to take a step back from where you're facing at 0. And then it's up to you to remember it, because no one's going to be able to call that when it happens. Anyone have questions about that? The rest of the fight is lasers coming from the sides. You just need to see which ones are starting to go first and position yourself appropriately. Flares, people will get flares, and the rest need to just go towards the center in front of her, and the rest need to go out towards the edge. Immediately following those flares, you're going to have a bunch of light party stacks. We're going to form how we formed those 2 rows, or those 3 rows with one in the front and one in the back. That's how your light parties are lined up. So A in the front will be up towards A where the marker is. A in the back will be back towards where 1 is, and so on and so forth, so that everyone has 4 light parties. So This includes your flares. So after you go and explode, you need to come back in and get with your light party so that they take as little damage as possible. The only other two mechanics really are death and arrow. Arrow is a big pound blue circle in the middle. If you get hit with if you're in it when it goes off, you instantly die.
Yep.
But if you're on the outer edge, it will knock
back.
you back.
Okay.
So you want to make sure that you're on the edge of it and get knocked back towards a corner. Or better yet, knockback resistance. Death is a little more complicated. Death sucks you in. If anyone has done, what's it called? Done Scathe? You know when you're on the airship and everyone has to run out and then it sucks you in and you have to run out again so you're not caught in it? Same kind of thing. You need to run out towards a corner. It will suck you in. If you're out far enough, it won't suck you into the AoE. And then immediately after, it's going to do a flash of a donut. So it's going to suck you in, and then immediately you need to walk in the middle so you don't get hit with the second part. If you get hit with either, you get doomed. Again, cleansable, but if everyone's doomed, your healers are not going to be able to save you. Any questions? I know this is a lot of stuff. You'll need to see some of this before it makes sense. So I just want you to kind of have an awareness of how many things that you're going to need to be juggling in your brain. I will call the attacks.
And
there are light parties in phase 1. Yeah, right. The flares will explode, and then everyone needs to be in their light party lined up towards the front so that the attack that happens immediately after has enough people to not kill everyone.
Gotcha.
And you need to make sure you're not Venn diagramming each other. She can either cast Death or Arrow, or she can store it. So if she stores it, it's called End Death or End Arrow, and then it will happen later. I will call when she's storing, and I will call when that store is going to go off. Because there's a lot going on, and it's real easy to miss. Sometimes I miss it. So if anyone else is familiar with that part of the fight and can kind of keep me honest, that would be appreciated, because sometimes you're trying to resolve your hand thing and that's being stored, and there's a lot of things to keep straight in your brain.
For Blades of Chaos, it's move away from the glowing arm, correct?
Correct. So when she's doing Blades of Chaos, she will put one hand down and one arm up. You want to gather underneath the hand that's down. Unless she's doing a crossblade in front of her, then it's a point blank AoE. You need to move out right about just...
Probably max melee.
If you're at 2, you'll be safe. You can go a little closer,
okay,
but it comes out a lot farther than you think. Like, it's bigger than her hitbox. So she does a crossblade in front of her. That's what she's going to do. Otherwise, she's going to do a big AoE with the only safe spot under whatever hand is down towards the arena. She will do a combination of 2 of those. They're random. So she could do 2 hands that you have to gather under, or she could do a hand and then the cross in front of her. She'll never do 2 of the cross things, the point blank AoEs together. So you only ever have to deal 1 of those during this first part.
I'm not sure if you caught that, chat, but she was very interested in the mic.
I would suggest we do some pulls, and so we can see some of this stuff and start getting it in our heads. I don't know who wants to count down and do stuff, but I can if you want.
You do it.
Okay, let's do a quick ready check. I would suggest food if you haven't eaten it. I wouldn't worry about pots right now.
Do a 16-second countdown since we got a dancer.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right, here is 16 seconds. Please look forward to it. Man, I'm glad I got my voice back. Alright, this would have been rough. Alright, gather under her hand. Next one is point blank, so we'll want to get out. Alright, that'll be the last of these before a phase change. Big raid wide coming up. If you are main tank right now in your alliance, I would get some Mitt on you because her auto attacks still hit pretty hard. Off tanks, make sure you're watching the stacking debuff. It should be the little lightning thing Once that gets up to okay, so if you are tethered, you're going to step forward when it hits 0. If you are tethered now, you're going to take a step back when your timer hits 0. Now we have side lasers, so.
Oh, shit. That's it.
Okay, Death. You want to head towards the corner. Get sucked in. Now go in the middle.
Gotcha. I thought there was a second.
Storing a death.
Alright, that's fair.
For later.
Gotcha. I
All
thought
right,
there was gonna be a
these are
second
light
suck
parties,
for some reason.
wild charges. Yeah.
All my tanks got doomed, and I couldn't get them up in time.
Yep. No, this is how this gets learned. Any questions on what we've seen so far?
I thought that was a alliance. Wild charges.
Yeah, those
No,
are alliance wild charges.
Yes. Did I
Okay.
say light party?
you did say light party.
All right, they are alliance. My bad.
But yeah, so go to the corner to avoid getting sucked into the initial, and then step into the donut. For some reason, I thought it was like gonna do like a second pull.
Yeah. No, it happens real fast. So you just have to resist the inertia to not get pulled into the initial, and then you can immediately go into the center because this donut will happen really fast afterwards.
Gotcha.
Oh, let's do it again.
Run it back.
16 seconds. You can get pretty close.
We are here to beat you to death.
All right, go under her hand. Go under her other hand. All right, raid wide coming up. Get some mid out.
Spread out a bit so you can see your tether.
If you are tethered, you're going to be stepping forward when your timer goes off. If you are tethered now, you're going to be taking a step back when your timer hits 0. All right, watch side lasers. It's going to be flare. If you have a flare, go to an outer edge. If you do not have a flare, go towards the center. And then immediately go into your light parties. And everyone's dead.
Flare to center. I didn't even see why I died.
No.
That's point of dark next.
Yeah, I don't know.
We took about
I was on the edge.
Storing an arrow.
Stored. Okay. That's what it is. Okay.
Yeah, Greta, you took two 32Ks and then a 65K from
At this
Flare.
break, make sure you're facing out towards the edge and not towards one of the ads. Eyeball ads.
Soon enough. It's lightning resist down.
Yeah, they're under her hand if you still can. It's going to be followed up by an arrow.
Petrified.
So you can hit knockback right now.
There's the arrow. Yeah. Okay. Horrifying. I love it.
Yeah, flares need to go out towards your corners and outer edges. Need to be equally spaced around the outer edges. If you're any closer than that, you're going to kill people. And you're not going to have enough time, like if you're not on the right side towards your alliance, you're not going to have enough time to join the light parties that you're supposed to be part of. So remember, if you are in row A, B, or C, you're going to gather in the front for those light parties. If you are in space 1, 2, or 3, when we did that in the very beginning, you're going to be out in your light parties. All right, here we go.
Run it back. Yeah, I think I needed to vote, is what happened to Eve.
All right, this is point blank, so you'll want to be out, away. Next one will be one of her hands. All right, grade wide coming up. Spread out a bit so you can see your tether. All right, if you are tethered now, you're going to step forward when your timer hits 0. If you're tethered now, you're going to take a step back when your timer hits 0. All right, side lasers.
Okay, I have a faster timer this time than last time.
It's going to be flare. All right, to your light parties. A lot of light parties right there. Gather under a hand if you're still alive.
Okay, so
storing an arrow. I got clipped. All right, break. Make sure you're facing away from ads and her.
okay, yeah. So break is a petrify.
Get under her hand. After this is going to be an arrow, so you can hit knockback once this goes off. Do not stand under the blue part because it will kill you automatically. Right. More lasers. She's casting death. Go out towards a corner as far as you can. After you get sucked in, wait for it, and then step into the middle where the AoE was, so you don't get hit by the donut.
Yeah. Time to make.
This is AoE, and this is phase change. So that's phase 1. At this point, when she does the, when she shows you where the platforms are going to be, you need to go where you were when we set it up with A and C on the sides and the 4 squares, 4 corners. That said, don't have nearly enough people to make this work, so.
Okay, these are the collapsing things.
All right, so that's phase 1.
Another look.
It's not a long phase.
Could we do the light parties again, just to make sure everybody's in the right spots?
Can we set up those first set of markers? All right. So these don't really match, unfortunately, what we have set up for the actual. Just know that if you're in this first row, you just need to be with your light party close to her. And if you're in the second row, you need to be behind them in your light party.
I was about to ask if it was going to be relative to anything, but Yeah, it looks like she's going to be true north relative. Good.
Hopefully that makes
Yeah.
things easier.
Yep.
Good on this?
I think so. All right, so
Somebody's running to the bathroom.
Is the marker getting... Okay, I see. I'll save this for right now.
Yeah, this fight's cool. I like it. Certainly glad I'm not playing hardcore in this game.
The wild charges are Alliance. The light parties are something else, aren't they?
the light party should be made up of.
Or is that just how you're doing the wild charges?
I don't know what you mean.
Wild charges are full of Alliance.
Yeah. For A and C, you might not want to be right on C just because that's real towards the edge, but you should be between like C and 3, or A and 1 is where your alliance should line up. You could pull them in.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's probably.
I think I get blood wedding to heave at like 1 or 2.
So as long as your tanks are standing on A, B, or C, and everyone's behind them, you should be fine.
Around 5, and I can use it for myself.
The arena has very clear corners, and that's where you need to go for your flare on the other side.
Maybe.
Can't be anywhere else. If you're anywhere else, you will be killed.
If you're melee, don't greed.
isn't 2 supposed to be closer to us and not right under her face?
I don't know that it matters necessarily.
Okay. We usually all stack, if we're doing light parties, that light party stacks right underneath the boss.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
For-
to either
for the
side
initial
is.
feeling.
Yeah. Right. Everyone should be within melee range. The way that these get stacked up, so they should line up just fine, like one behind the other, or you can stagger them. But as long as like the front 3 groups are in front and the back 3 groups are behind them, you should be fine.
Cool.
All right. Let's do a quick. There's a ready
You can
check.
always adjust them too if you want to.
In-game chat is saying hydrate.
Okay, let's do it again. Here
Can't do
is
this to
16
me.
seconds. Please look forward to it.
You know how much I've sacrificed. Someone already
Over to
got
home,
it.
I guess. All right, point blank. Under her hand.
Yeah, one of the mages.
Right. Raid wide coming up.
Pulled early. Alright, I need to keep an eye on Heave's health.
Spread out. You are tethered. Now you're going to take a step back when your timer hits 0. You're tethered now. You're going to take a step forward when your timer hits 0.
I'm stepping forward. He has 2
side lasers.
He's at 3. He's at 4. He's at 5. I vote.
Arrow, you can hit knockback. Do not get smashed by the circle. All right, storing a death. Don't need to worry about that for right at the moment. All right, this is alliances.
That thing does hurt. Holy shit.
Need to pull that out
popped a
sooner.
funny mitt. Poor Eve. Got smited. Big ouch.
So Rapid is Alliance. What was the other one called for light parties?
That's Flare.
Okay.
Flares is 2 shots. It's 1 spread, 1 snap.
If I see the Alliance, I'll call it. It's some cooldown time.
Yeah. Generally speaking, if you want to hang out towards your side, it'll just make a lot of mechanics easier because they're very fast. All right, point blank. Next one will be under one of her hands. Raid wide. Spread out for tethers. You're tethered now, you're going to take a step back when your timer hits 0.
Step backwards, and it's coming soon.
Okay. If you are tethered now, you are going to take a step forward when your timer hits 0.
Eve is at 2 stacks. Eve is at 3 stacks. Eve is at 4 stacks. Eve is at 5 stacks, I hope.
It's going to be death. To the corner. As soon as you get sucked in, wait, and then move into the center. Storing an arrow.
Alliance.
Okay, I should have popped the whole way. Yeah, at least not that soon. That's tough. So 3 big hits.
I have a question. Where do we take our tether to?
Don't take your tether anywhere.
I mean, for the forward and backwards.
Behind the,
So
like,
you-
away from the party. Away from the party.
You need to be on the out, like find a space by yourself on the outer edge when your timer's starting to go off, and you see the
Okay.
dice above your head.
Right.
Get as
thank
close to
you.
the edge as possible, just so you're not hitting anyone in the middle.
I got
Thank
screwed
you.
over by my burst window. My inner release actually resisted the death pull. I thought I was just gonna get dragged anyway, so I didn't make it to the like jump in time.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
I hate it.
That happened to me all the last time because I was.
Caught me off guard. I was like, okay, I go to the corner. Wait. Uh-oh.
You gotta be very mindful when you cast that, trust me. I was having issues.
I'm gonna add a third thing to the things that can kill Greta. Jumping. It's gravity, her own choices, and jumping.
Pretty much.
Under her hand. Point blank.
Green is good.
Spread out.
He was at 1 stack.
If you are tethered now, you will walk forward when your timer counts down to 0. And if you are tethered now, you will take a step backwards when your timer hits 0.
He was Is it 3 stacks? Is it 4 stacks?
It's gonna be flares.
Go ahead and invoke it off of them.
Gather under her hand. Storing an arrow.
I am step back. Damn. Okay, I think what's happening. Or no, I'm
Right,
first
make
tank
sure
to
you're not
drop.
looking at an ad or her.
So Eve had main aggro, but I ended up also taking a ton.
Gather under her hand. Arrow is coming next, so you can hit knockback.
Clean. Maybe it's... Is I dead? Arrow's coming.
Do not be in the middle, or you will get crushed.
Okay! Thank you, game.
Watch side lasers.
Very cool.
Death, make sure you're running to a corner. As soon as you get sucked in, take a second, and then move into the middle to not get hit by the donut. Raid wide coming up next. This would be phase change.
Okay, so the issue was I was eating auto attacks, but I didn't mitigate sufficiently. Which is to say, I didn't mitigate at all.
Alright, move to your positions.
And I need to be... Let's see here. Part of me wants to save Damnation for wild charges, but it'll be wild charges or flares, right? So if I have Damnation, I should use Damnation.
If you're on a side, you need to be facing the tank towards north. Not that it matters, but just might as well get into practice.
People on A and C, they should be killing those Atmoses ASAP, right?
Correct. Anytime an Atmos is up, you want to kill it for 2 reasons. It's going to tether to someone and slowly suck their life away, and at the same time, when they're dead, if someone gets rezzed on the outside, but they need to be on the inside, the little space underneath them where the Atmos is, if the Atmos is dead, there will be you can stand on that if the outer ring isn't on fire, and you can use it to generate a teleport AoE that can get you back inside in a pinch. Preferably you don't die, but if you need to, the Atmos needs to be killed and you need to stand on the little thing underneath them to get back in. Also, don't accidentally send on it, because once you have the thing, it's going to transport you somewhere eventually, so better just to not deal with it. Cool. Any other questions?
Am I? No. Proven otherwise.
Yep. When you're resolving your hand, be wary of other people resolving their hand as well. They're big AoEs, and you can do everything right, but if you're too close to someone also resolving it, and their AoE just is in a bad spot, you could still get doomed. So just, if you see someone with a timer running out towards an edge, run away from them also as you're running out towards the edge. If everyone's staying pretty close to the center, there should be plenty of room.
And those hands, it's just like a small square in front or behind, right? It's not like a whole line. Okay.
Correct. Yeah. It's not a whole line. It's about as big as this square right here in the middle.
But you still want to be pointing it off the edge of the arena, not into the middle where someone could be.
It's just
the whole point of
something
going to the edges to get them off the arena, not.
Yeah, it's just something for me so I can
When I
pull some
pop
just
Rampart
shenanigans.
and just... Well, I could probably eat the first one, just raw. But after the first one, I'll want to sort of have things. good, chat. Should always read. It's the stuff of kings.
Trade wide. Alright, spread out for tethers. If you are tethered now, you'll take a step back when your timer hits 0. If you're tethered now, you'll take a step forward when your timer hits 0.
He was at 2 stacks. He was at 4 stacks.
It's going to be flare. We got a bunch of Venn diagramming going on with gather under hand. Storing an arrow.
I think I'm 4. Yes.
Break, make sure you're looking out and not towards the enemy. Gather under a hand. It's going to be followed by an arrow. So hit knockback if you can, otherwise position accordingly. Side lasers.
He was at 3 stacks. He was at 4 stacks. He was at 5 stacks. I fucking healed myself, not helped him. Damn it.
Death, make sure you're running towards the corner. So you need to get sucked in, pause, and then step into the middle so you don't get hit by the donut. Raid wide will be next.
Alright, I've popped my raid wide.
Alright, phase change coming up.
That's not good.
Oh.
Damn. 139,000 damage attack. Wait, holy shit. Okay. I think it was full.
One of the tanks that's on the inside should grab the main boss, so that the outer tanks aren't tanking the main boss and
all 3 should. All 3 on the
Well,
inside should
sure.
provoke. Otherwise, there
Okay.
could be tanks on the outside that are getting attacked by both the ad and the inside. So, all 4 tanks who are on the inside should provoke.
Understood.
4?
There's 4 tanks, isn't there?
Oh.
Yep.
There's,
I guess
there's
there
6
are,
tanks. And then
but
there's,
only 3 of them.
Only 3 of them will be top in enmity, but that's fine. It just needs to not be the A and C.
Yeah, it needs to not be the outside guys.
All right, let's do it again. Point blank. Under her hand. Raid wide. Spread out for tethers. If you're tethered now, you'll take a step back when your timer hits 0.
Backwards.
If you were tethered now, you would take a step forward when your timer hits 0.
Is it 3 stacks? Is it 4 stacks? Is it 5 stacks? Vote.
Could be arrow. Storing a death.
Alliance.
Is it 2 stacks?
Right, watch side lasers.
Is it 3 stacks? Is it 4 stacks? Is it 5 stacks? I don't know.
Gather under a hand. It's going to be followed by death. So run out to a corner. And step inside.
I have 9 stacks. Home gang. It has been used.
Flare. This will have no light parties after it. This is just the flare.
New PB! 13!
Light coming up next. Hits
14! Yeah, so she targets the top 3 in the aggro. So it doesn't actually matter who holds boss's aggro primarily. Oh, wow. They're fucking going.
Under her hand. Other hand.
Okay, so she doesn't always alternate. That's good to know. Baited by those picto lines. I thought something was coming. I was like, oh shit.
Shade wide.
Saw picto lines. Panic.
Spread out. Tethers.
Keeps it 1. Keeps it 2.
If you're tethered now, you're going to take a step back when your timer hits 0. If you are tethered now, you're going to take a step forward when your timer hits 0.
I am forward. Keeps it 3. Keeps it 4. Keeps it 5. I invoke.
It's going to be arrow. You can hit knockback.
Seconds before my thing.
Storing an arrow.
Arrow stored. I am forward.
Alliance. Giant lasers.
Lower damage a bit. Get under the hand.
Under her hand, it's going to be arrow after this.
I don't have a knockback resist for it. And I think I stood in it. I lived because tank privy. But yeah, that was too close. Damn. How many seconds did I get up to, chat? I wasn't paying attention there at the end.
Flare.
It's not bad, actually.
You've seen all the mechanics in Phase 1, you just got to get used to how fast they go one right after the other. So just take note of what you're dying to and try to take note of the wild charges.
Listen, I'm sometimes dying to other people's stuff. That one last one I got to get the hand.
Other hand.
Keeps at 1.
If you are tethered now, you'll be taking a step back when your timer hits 0. If you're tethered now, you'll be taking a step forward when your timer hits 0. Flares.
Oh, early.
There should be point blank.
Okay.
Scoring an arrow.
I need to get out of the way. I am forward. At 4 lightning bolt. Why did I have 4 lightning?
Face the outer edge, away from ads.
I think that means one of the other alliances had no one getting hit, maybe?
Gather under hand.
Because it should be top 3
Arrows
in aggro,
next, knockback.
And if Ffxiv and I have fuck. I tried.
But don't stand in the middle.
I tried to activate it in time. I tried to activate it and adjust, but... Here's
Arrow.
a 10.
Do not be right in the middle.
Reaches about out to the edge of the outer tile. Okay. Ffxiv's at 11. Ffxiv's at 12. What a champion.
AoE. Or raid wide.
What a fucking king. if I were to recover this, I think my spot would be across from the Sage, across from Reika.
Yeah. Front row AoE light party stacks needs to be right towards the front edge. And the other row needs to be behind them.
I've also noticed that both Ffxiv and I are getting auto-attacked, which I think means we have someone in another alliance that was either dead or was not in top 3 for enmity. Because Ffxiv and I both ended up getting lightning boomed. After the swap, I was still getting hit.
Yeah. All tanks should have their tank stance on.
Yeah, if you...
When...
I've also been getting boss autos during that phase quite a bit.
Yeah, all tanks should have their... After phase 1, after the first transition into Diamond, all tanks should have their enmity on. You're going to be swapping enough that there's no reason not to.
Yep.
And make sure when tanks die but they get res, make sure to provoke right away. Otherwise, random people will start getting hit.
Under the hand.
Like the hand that we use. I should have used that last one. Okay, I
Other
remain
hand.
unpunished.
Raid wide. Spread out.
He was at 1.
If you are tethered now, you'll be taking a step forward when your timer hits 0. If you're tethered now, you'll be taking a step back when your timer hits 0.
He was at 4. I'm back.
Gonna be flare.
He was at 5. I provoke.
Right, point blank. Get out away from her.
Way out. I am back.
Storing an arrow.
He was at 6. I need to vote. I can't vote. I'm actually still catching bullets.
Break. Make sure you're facing out and away from ads. We'll be going under her hand next. And then an arrow after that. So hit knockback if you can have it still.
I have it.
But not in the middle,
I'm catching
because that will kill
hella
you.
fucking strays. Oh my god.
Lasers. Arrow, knockback, or make sure you're not right in the middle, but get knocked back to a corner.
Stacks reset, luckily. Yeah, I was at 7, he was
Raid
at 5. Holy shit. Someone else isn't catching autos. I'm not paying enough attention to them, though, to know who's having a rough go of it. Dark Dominion, 212,000. Okay, that looks like some
Okay,
sort
what's
of...
that Dark Dominion that's, like, overkilling us?
It's just a big old raid wide. It sets the outer edge on fire.
Okay.
Just needs to be mitigated and healed through.
Yeah, because that hit for over 300k. And that's coming from the main cloud in the middle, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that means people in the middle need to actually... Adults can be the best bet for that?
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing 300,000. It might be a body check. It shouldn't do that much.
Okay.
Under the hand. Other hand. Grade wide. Spread out for tethers. If you are tethered now, you'll be taking a step back. If you're tethered now, you'll be taking a step forward.
Step forward. I am forward. He's a 3. I am 4. He's a 5. I hope.
It's death.
Wait for the death. I need to get this actually.
Into the middle. Storing an arrow.
I am forward.
Alliance.
I am forward.
Right side lasers.
Exit 1. Exit 3.
As soon as you can, gather under her hand. It's going to be arrow after this, so knock back if you can. Otherwise, position accordingly. Not in the middle.
Exit 4. Exit 5. I promote.
Flares coming up. There's no light parties after this. So just do the flare mechanic. All right. Raid wide coming up, and then phase change.
Let's go to Tomahawk Town. Cry! I weep! I weep!
You are a tank in the middle. Please provoke.
I'll pop a hit for that, just in case.
Alright, this is a side cleave. This is buddies. That's the other side cleave.
Horrifying. Oh, I'm getting slurped! I'm getting slurped! I got slurped like a goddamn juice box.
where he was calling the side cleaves, that was just for his side. I think that Alliance C would have had different stuff.
Perhaps. We need to go over it anyway, so.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Like,
Plus, most of the raid was dead, so.
I'm just clarifying that
Let me take a look
if
at the
it
raid
didn't
tips
match,
again.
that's why.
So
Off tank C.
We'll talk
Yeah,
about
I was
it
in my
real
right
quick. We still have cleanup to do, but for the groups that are on the side fighting the ad, she is going to do a couple of different things to show you what she's going to do, so you kind of know what you're supposed to do, whether it be spreads or buddies or whatever. If she has an orb in her hand, just one hand, she's going to cleave that side, half cleave of the little platform you're on. This does not affect the rest of the raid. It's just your platform. If she has no orbs in her hand, that means she's going to do a spread, which means she's going to target everybody on your platform and do a line AoE. These do go into the middle, so that's why we need to line up on the outside so that we're not shooting the people who are on the inside with our lasers. If she has orbs in both hands, that means she's going to do buddies. That's where we have to line up so that you're with your buddy and one person of each buddy pair is closer to the boss. And then she's going to launch a circle AoE that hits you. She will do a sequence of 2 cleaves, could be either side, could be the same side, and either a spread or a buddy. So it could be left cleave, buddies, right cleave, or it could be left cleave, spreads. So you need to watch. Immediately after all of the cleaves and the buddies or the spread go off, you'll notice that those 3-person towers have shown up. That's when you need to shift with your group into those towers. If anyone is missing from a tower, they'll explode and give everyone a Vuln stack and do a bunch of damage. Any questions about that? 1 orb in a hand, cleave. 2 orbs in each, 1 in each hand, buddies. No orbs in hands, spreads. Cool. Just in case we make it and you aren't caught with your pants down.
You're on Group C, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I got. Don't worry about it.
To Greta's point, cleaves and buddies and everything are most likely independent. So what's happening on C isn't necessarily what's happening on A. So we can't really call them. So you will just need to know what to look for. So personal responsibility will be big on that.
Yeah, I was about to say if I should call out A side since I'm over there, but I'm not gonna worry about it.
No, everyone just needs to know what they're looking for.
Yeah.
So if you are a person who his entire raiding career has been dependent on somebody telling you what to do, this is a big step for you. All right, let's do it again.
Oh shit, battle commencing!
That one was better though. A lot more people made it to second phase than we've had.
I thought someone
Shit,
was
we
bio.
Is everyone back? Because
Oh
yeah, cancel. Don't do anything.
someone's a bio.
That's the star.
Gonna
go
yeah,
off.
the star's gonna go off.
Oh shit.
Oh, stars.
That was me. I said bio, and I came back just in
Yeah.
time. Sorry.
Star explodes.
I guess we want to go ahead and wipe since Star.
Yeah. Star.
Did it pull it? Oh, look at,
I don't-
oh,
it
it's because
didn't
they
look like-
died. Never mind. They died, so the star canceled. We could just have the Astro die and res them.
Yeah, but they still have a cooldown.
This also resets the dance cooldowns.
Not really. I just gotta wait 15 seconds.
I appreciate you all stopping the count, but yeah, sorry. I got back just barely in time.
Here we go.
We are making progress. That's it is good.
Yeah. And once we split into separate voice channels for phase 2, then we should be able to get our individual roles.
Stance off for now. I don't want to be competing. Or I guess it doesn't matter, because the boss doesn't face anywhere. Fuck it, stance on.
Under her hand.
I guess it does matter for the start of the other phase.
Other hand.
Grumble, grumble. I'll figure it out. I want Ffxiv to be tanking in the storm, so. Alright, if I eat stacks while he eats stacks, if we end up catching doubles, it's all my
Spread
fault.
out for tethers.
I can't even blame notions. Okay. Moves at 1.
You're tethered now, you'll be taking a step back.
Back. I am back. Ffxiv is 2.
You're tethered now, you'll be taking a step forward.
I am back. Moves at 3. Keeps at 4.
It's gonna be Claire's.
Ffxiv is at 5.
Wires are... Alright, point blank.
I am back.
It's gonna restore a death.
Damn, I still got clipped by
Cleanse me,
that?
please. Or not.
The one time I actually like wait on the mechanic instead of just saying fuck it and DPSing.
Underhand.
It was death stored.
This is, I think, a death. Yep.
I should have waited, but I didn't want to pressure the other tanks so hard. It's hallowed. R.I.P. the legend. Death.
This is death. Knockback does work for death as well. It will prevent you from being sucked in, just FYI, so...
Yup. We learned that the hard way. Never mind then. We don't need to reset instance.
Here's the last one then.
We'll just run out the instance time. We got 30 minutes.
Yeah, so it looks like it should be just based on whoever has aggro. Then how have we ever been catching doubles if it's based on aggro per alliance? Because I have absolutely been catching doubles. That's fair enough. I deserve it. I fucked up.
Underhand.
Drill is down early. Ffxiv is up.
Since you're tethered now, you'll be taking a step back.
I am backwards. And it's coming soon.
If you're tethered now, you'll be taking a step forward.
I am backwards. Visit 2.
It's gonna be flare.
Visit 5.
Gather under her hand. Storing an arrow.
Arrow store. Let's get away from Ffxiv. Let him do his thing.
All right, break. Make sure you're facing the outside, away from ads. Gather under her hand. This is followed up by an arrow. So hit knockback or position accordingly. Not in the middle.
I'm at 6.
Side
Ffxiv is
lasers.
getting stacked. Is there a tank down?
Death, go to a corner. And step into the middle. Alright, this is raid wide. Try and get the rest of the people up if you can. Get into your positions.
I shouldn't have hit burst yet. I have more time than I thought there. Woke to make sure I have aggro. Dark Dominion, I'm gonna go ahead and hit just because this hit really fucking hard at one point. Kuja, RIP. Particle concentration.
The floor will fall out if you stand on it too long.
No.
Or if there's 2 people on Twitter.
Yeah.
Alright, someone else has got missed.
Oh, for the inside there, each corner is going to get 1 2-person tower and 1 1-person tower, and between the 3 people on your corner, you need to get into the towers to soak them without ever having more than 1 person on a square. So the 2-person tower will show up over 2 squares, and you need to move around in whatever order it takes to. There's a movement prio in the chat. So that you can get all of your towers, and if you are standing on any one square for too long, it will just drop out without anyone else being on it.
Not that I am supposed to be moving, but
even when you're not doing
I have
towers,
priority
if you
when
see your
moving,
square
if I
starting
need
to make flashy thing, you want to move off of it for a second and then move back.
Okay. Put I think for a while.
This will probably be our last pull.
Last pull, best pull. Here we go, chat. I'm gonna reach out to Zaidi to see about getting some food buff items made. And then I'm going to see if I can get some IRL.
Your hand. Other hand. Spread out.
Eve is at 1. Eve is at 2.
If you are tethered now, you will be stepping forward.
I am forward.
If you're tethered now, you'll be taking a step back.
I am forward. Eve's at 4.
Players?
Eve's at 4. Eve's at 5. I vote.
Point blank, get out, away.
I am forward.
Storing an arrow.
Arrow stored. I am at 2.
Break. Face out.
I deserve that. I hit it just as the thing went off. That's up.
Under her hand.
Hand is near me. Oh, Heave also got frozen. Jam on
It's gonna be
both.
followed by an arrow.
Eve is at 4. Eve is at 5. I am lost.
Death.
Death. Judge.
Step in.
Eve is at 0. I am tanking. Sure. I'm at 5. Okay.
Raid wide.
Gotta amp myself up. We fucking got this, chat. This is the one. We kill her. Totally. It's not like we're only in phase 2 or anything. I am interior. I voke. But Dominion. I didn't hit up in time. I remain unpunished. I'm getting slurped.
I mean, we've got almost like pretty much everybody into the second phase 2 or 3 times in a row. That's pretty good.
That's solid, yeah. Alright, I think that was Felix. Yeah, looks like it. Hey, good prog, everybody. We actually made it into the instance. New PB. Let's go.
Right?
So true.
Way better than last time.
Servers didn't get DDoSed.
And it was so
I
quiet.
was honestly expecting the servers to get DDoSed, so...
Franny says don't leave yet.
Oh. Like the
At least not
instance?
BC.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I unmuted. I forgot to unmute, and I was like, oh, I can't. I forgot I'm in this chat. So for next week, because phase one was pretty much, we were doing pretty well, all things considered. For next week, we can probably do. I'm hoping we don't take as long to start because we don't have to do explanations, and ideally people are on time. So what we can do is do like half an hour, everyone in the same VC, to like warm up phase 1 and then split. There's 3 chaos voice chats, so we just go, Alliance A to 1, B to 2, and C to 3 and stuff. And yeah, and then we can talk if needed on the Alliance chat, or if explanations are needed, we hop back on just one VC if everyone's okay with that, or because I think it would be less chaotic for phase 2 if we split into parties instead of everyone being in the same VC. Because
Yeah.
from what I recall, someone mentioned phase 2 has different callouts for different groups. So
One thing about that, if you do want to do that, the one person from the people that are coming from A and C needs to be in the same voice chat as group B, so that way they're all on the same page.
yeah, that works.
My favorite DreamWorks movie, How to Train Your Shot Caller.
Basically,
That
split
will
up.
that will work, but there is a whole part where people swap, and you will be in different spots and be in different groups. So that won't work after a certain point.
Okay.
The phase has two steps to it. It swaps people from the outer platforms to the inner platforms.
Okay, then
Yeah.
then what do you suggest, Eve? Do we all stay in the same VC?
I
Do we
mean-
split in parties?
So
I have an idea.
Go ahead.
So my idea was, if there's a shot caller in each group, people in each group, increase the volume for that person and lower the volume for the other shot callers, so that way you're primarily hearing your shot caller, if that makes sense.
Does make sense. I hear what you're saying.
I
And
believe
stay in a group
Discord
of 24.
has a
and
They have everybody in the group of
priority.
24, and then you just kind of prioritize. You up the volume of the one that you have to be listening to, and drop the volume of the other two.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and then
So
you just
primarily
increase the
more
volume
call
for the
outs.
person that you're listening for.
You don't even have to do that. You could just mute the person you don't want to hear the calls from.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Same idea. And
But
then-
it's just for for phase 1, for example, listening out for if you gotta set forward or set back. That's what I'm saying, lowering the volume.
Right. Well, phase 1 we could still just have Heave call it, and just in phase 2 have
which is why
the
lowered.
2 other people. Yeah.
Yeah. Just an idea.
It is an idea that I like, because then that way if there's anything that needs to be called out raid wide, get that anyway. It's like we keep someone who's just doing the overall raid calls of it's like he could just be doing overall raid calls of when the towers come out, right? The towers come out at one particular point, so you can call out that it's time to do the towers, and then you can have an individual person doing the calls for the left-right ad stuff, and those would be the people you would reduce the volume for, essentially. Have one that's doing raid calls, and then have, in addition to the one, have 3 other people trade. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
It's
it's a good idea.
calls for phase 1, and then when we get to phase 2, he only does the overarching raid calls. If there are any that need to be done.
There are. The main boss will do donut or cross AoEs. It will do a spin that needs to be called clockwise or counterclockwise, as well as it'll do wild charges or spreads for everybody. So everyone will have to know about all that stuff.
Yeah, so we'll just keep that'll be Heave's job in phase 2, and then we can have one person from each group who's going to just be in charge of calling what their ads are doing on the side platforms, for example. And those are the people that you would just keep higher volume so you can hear better when you get to phase 2. I think that makes the most sense.
All right, then make sure to have designate one person per group to be the shot caller. That it's not Heave, because Heave is gonna be the raid
caller.
Shot caller. So choose an alliance caller. And then when we're all here in VC next week, other alliances, just make sure to lower the volume of that person so you don't get confused.
Does B even have anything that's not raid wide?
They have chasers, and they have tethers between players, and they also have to place seeds. I guess the seeds is whole raid wide,
Right,
but
that's-
they will have tethers amongst themselves that they have to split, and then they will have chasers that no one else has to worry about.
that's across alliances, isn't it?
I mean,
It is
technically yes.
It's more than 8 people.
Yeah.
It's really just gonna be the A and C side people.
Yeah.
And then you would need a B. I don't think you
We
need
need
a
like
B
an inner circle caller or something.
When
Anyway,
the
yeah.
swap
Okay.
happens, you basically swap the range DPS swap with the range DPS,
Mm-hmm.
and then I think your healers and tanks swap within your alliance. I think. I don't remember exactly how it works. So I know that the melee just stay on that platform the whole time and never do anything else. I never need to do the middle. That's all I know.
If it's swapped correctly, yes.
If it swaps correctly.
Because sometimes if there's people dead, then everything gets completely jumbled.
Ideally, my range will fall on the sword, and I don't have.
I mean, at the end of the day, everyone needs to know the fight though. So we can do
Yes.
call outs, but like people really need to look at the raid plan and see where they are going to be for certain parts because there's just way too much happening for you to be completely reactive to this fight. So if you have not looked at any of the materials, make that your homework assignment before next Sunday.
Sounds good. I think I'm going to go ahead
what
and
Penny
dip
said,
out, wrap up my stream and all that.
Thank you for
Big
having
frog,
us.
everybody.
Cool.
Take it easy.
Yeah.
Peace.
See you all next week. Make sure ideally that you're around 5 minutes before 8 or so we can form up parties and stuff. That would
There we go. Ah! Gasp, the event of censorship is gone! That'll be fine. That said, thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Take it easy. Have a good one. Peace.